What's going on, you sneaky boy? I know you're watching. How's it going, man? How's it going? I hope you're having a pleasant day. Hope you're having a blessed day like I am. Day 61. Okay, another NoFap video. I'm gonna do a lot of NoFap videos, but sooner or later I'm gonna stop talking about NoFap. I'm gonna seriously stop because it's just become a part of my life now. Okay, at the beginning it was a very novel thing for me. The benefits were very novel, the changes were very novel, okay? But now it's natural. It's what it is. I'll tell you if something crazy happens, if I get any insane changes, or if I have a very big turbulence, or positive or negative, it doesn't matter. I will update you, but I think that this is going to be the last NoFap video I'm going to do. You know, a relapse, I have full confidence in myself that I'm not going to relapse. Okay, my connection with the Most High, with the Lord, is just too strong right now. That's not to say that I won't be tempted. Yes, I will be tempted. I'm always tempted. But that doesn't mean I'm going to indulge in the temptation. So anyway, this is probably going to be one of the last videos, but don't count on it. I might just do another one to show you if anything crazy's happened. I might do another update when it's day 90. That's when I'll do it, okay? So this is day 61 or 62, I'm not too sure. Day 61/62, what benefits have I noticed? The first thing, oh, there's a little thing on my hat. The first thing I have to emphasize is life is not perfect. All right, your life does not suddenly go from dog shit to wonderful rainbows where everything's just perfect and everything goes your way and there's no problems. You're gonna have days when you enter a flow state and everything just makes sense. And that's what you want to be aiming for when you're in the flow state, where you just go with the flow. Good or bad, doesn't matter what happens to you, you're unaffected by it. You're indifferent to it because it's all a part of the plan. It's all a part of what's going on. You are going with the Tao, okay? You're going with the Tao. The Chinese call it the Tao, which is the flow. Christians will call that very thing God. You're going with God's plan. You're just going with the flow, okay? When you go with the flow, nothing tends to matter, or everything actually tends to matter. Everything matters, good or bad, because it's all a part of the plan. So, yeah, gotta emphasize that everything isn't going to be rainbows, but you're going to have this flow state a lot more. Okay, plus day 60, you're going to be in a flow state where everything just makes sense. Everything just is a part of the plan. Okay, good or bad, you accept and unaccept neither. Everything's just there. You're indifferent to it. A shit ton more emotional control. Okay, you will be in a lot more control. What the fuck was that noise? I don't know. You're going to be in a lot more control of your emotions. Okay, your emotional regulation is going to be basically on point. Okay, that's not to say you're not going to be carried away. That's not to say you're not going to feel negative emotions or you're going to have negativity. Yes, you are. I told you, life is not going to be rainbows and colourful, but you're just going to be just a little bit unaffected by it. Okay, just a little bit. You will see it for what it is. You'll see it for what your mind is doing. Your mind is playing tricks on you or whatever, and you can see it. You're not involved in it anymore. It's just a part of life. It's just what it is. Social anxiety practically goes away. Okay, it goes away. You don't have anything. All right, you have maybe a tad bit here and there. You have a few awkward moments, blah blah blah. That's called life. You're gonna have awkward moments anyway. Awkward moments are a part of life, but you're just not going to be socially awkward 100% of the time anymore like you maybe were before, when you were every day. Okay, that makes you socially awkward. That does. That makes you socially awkward, and it makes you socially anxious because you are reliant on your device, your internet, your computer, the virtual girl, the demon, right? That girl that you're watching and you're busting away to, you have to understand that she's a manifestation of a demon. Yeah, she is. She's a manifestation of the demon to tempt you to waste your life essence so you're not closer to God. Reminder, okay? If you want to get closer to God, by default, you need to retain your seed. You need to retain your seed. Telling you now, I'm not going to say anything more about religion though, but you need to retain your seed if you want to. If you want to know God, and if you want to get in touch with the Lord, and you really want a personal connection with the Lord, you need to retain your fucking seed, mate. Just stop fapping. Stop fapping. Go more than 30 days and tell me how much your connection with the Lord has increased. 60 days, God's practically your best friend. 90 days, you are God now. Right? You are God. He's there all the time. But yeah, anxiety goes, practically gone. What else? Energy, you do have a lot more energy. You have this increased confidence. I've spoken about that before. You have this increased confidence where you are able to practically talk to anyone. Whereas before you were hesitant to talk to people, you were a bit anxious, you were a bit awkward when it came to introducing yourself. Plus 60 days of NoFap, you will practically want to talk to the tree. You will want to talk to the thing that moves anywhere. You will talk to the worm. You will talk to the girl that's walking by. You will talk to anyone. Okay, because you're not hiding anything now. Whereas before, you were awkward when it came to speaking to chicks because you just wanted to fuck every girl. Really, even if she was an ugly one, you wanted to fuck her. Let's be honest here, because you were in a state of lust. You were in a state of lust. You were lusting. And you had that emotion. You know what that lustful emotion feels like, right? It's that emotion when you get a craving to fap. That's lust right there. When you get a craving to watch porn and fap, that is the emotion of lust. That is the devil trying to tempt you to engage in sin with that lust, with the emotion of lust. And what does the Bible say in Proverbs? Proverbs says, the man who does not use discernment will always be in a state of poverty. The man who does not use righteous discernment to judge actions righteously will be tempted into sin, and he will lose the blessing of the Lord. Do you want to lose the blessing of the Lord is what I need to ask you. Do you want to lose God's protection? Do you want to lose God's grace? I don't think you do. I wouldn't recommend that you do, because he does have a grace. He will give you grace if you do what he wants you to do. You will definitely get his grace. You'll feel it every day. You wake up, you'll feel it. You'll feel blessed. But if you want to lose it, go right ahead and relapse. Go, man, no one's judging you. Well, he is, but I'm not, I don't care. Go right ahead if you want to lose it. But if you want to keep it, don't bust. Don't bust and don't relapse. Trust me, don't do it. Don't do it. It's funny, because every time I make one of these videos and I preach to the people who are watching these videos to not relapse, I always get a temptation later on in the day. I've noticed this. I always get a very strong urge to watch porn and relapse. Always. So that's the devil right there. He's like, oh, you want to preach the message, my boy? You want to preach? All right, man. All right, well, here you go. Here's like a little image in your head to go and watch porn. Or he's going to give me a little bit of a bad feeling, negativity, some, negative entity is going to come inside of me and try and tinker away to get me to relapse. It always happens. Every single fucking time I make a video about the benefits of NoFap and most importantly, why you shouldn't relapse. Always I get a bit of temptation, but it's a part of the journey. Okay, the Lord is going to test you through the devil. The devil is God's agent. You've got to understand that. He's not working for God, but he is definitely working under God. Not with his blessing, but he is God's agent. He's God's agent, so he's there to test you and to tempt you to see how much can he get you to get off your path. If you get off your path, he's won. The devil has won, and he's smiling and laughing. And you're going to have a great time when you sleep, because you're going to have bad dreams now. I don't want to go through that, I'm sorry. So I'm not relapsing. Going way off tangent. What other benefits? What other benefits? So I've said you get this increased confidence. You get this increased, decreased social anxiety, decreased social awkwardness. Practically eliminated, to be honest. More energy, right? You get more energy, definitely. I've been fucking up with that a little bit lately. But you've got to transmute the energy, right? You can't just let it sit there. If you let it sit there, you will feel groggy. You will feel tired, because there's just so much fucking energy in you. So much. It doesn't know where to go, so it just turns in on itself and it goes into your mind, all right? That's what I've noticed. If you don't do anything with your energy, the energy is going to go into your mind and it's going to fuel all these thoughts. You're going to overthink things, okay? Because your brain is in this uber masculine state. Uber masculine logical state when you're on NoFap, because your brain's always trying to figure out, what can I do to be better? What can I do to fix my life? What can I do here and there? How can I fix my diet? How can I improve my workouts? How can I improve my reading? How can I do this? How can I get a business? What's the next job I should do? It's always thinking on how to improve itself. If you don't put that energy into something useful, it's going to fuel anything you want it to fuel, okay? So if you want it to fuel negative thoughts, it's going to fuel negative thoughts. If you want it to fuel positive thoughts, it will fuel positive thoughts. If you want it to fuel whatever thoughts you want, you can manifest it. Because your thought, the energy that you have, if you put it into the thought process, it's going to be very powerful. You can actually manifest whatever you want. Truly, when you're on the semen retention, you can manifest whatever you want. I'm telling you right now, you can. I've manifested the smallest things on semen retention, but it was proof to see how the power of my thought and just giving attention to the right thoughts and taking away attention from the wrong ones, or the ones that weren't really beneficial, how it served so much purpose to me. Right, people magnetism. People mastery is another one, but I'm going to say people magnetism more. People just want to spend their time around you. Okay, they want to be in your aura. They want to be around you. They want to speak to you. They want to ask you how your day went. They will be smiling a lot more. They're going to be talkative around you. They're going to tell you more things about them. Okay, they're going to share a lot with you. They're just going to talk and open up to you, and they're going to be around you. And I've noticed that there are a lot more people are a lot more respectful, guys especially. They're a lot more respectful around me. They're a lot more attentive to what I have to say. And generally there's just this increased amount of respect for them. Why? I'll tell you why. Because now you are a man of God. And you have God's aura around you. You've got the energy of the Lord surrounding you in your presence. People can't ignore that. Bad or good, evil or righteous, they can't ignore the fact that this man is a man of God and he has God's presence around him. Naturally, when they come into that aura, that God's aura, they will feel at calm, they will feel at peace, and they will feel welcome in the presence of the Lord. Just because you've opened yourself up to the Lord and the Lord has welcomed you in, you are now carrying that presence everywhere you go. You are carrying the Lord's presence, and therefore when other people are in your presence, they feel as welcomed and as embraced as you do. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that brilliant? I love that. So yeah, you will have this very magnetic, charismatic presence about you, because you are now enveloped in the Lord. Again, I want to stay away from religion in this video, but that's what I believe. If I really wanted to be scientific about it, you are a lot more assertive when you're on semen retention. You are a lot more direct. You don't tolerate as much bullshit as you did previously. You're very adept at saying no. You don't find any issue with saying no to things you don't like. Walking away is very easy. Walking away from bad relationships is easy. Bad interactions is easy. Walking away from negative people and not letting them get to you is very easy. Yeah, and you're very much self-aware about what you like and you dislike, and you're much more sophisticated at expressing that to other people, is what I've noticed. You're basically a man now, right? You've got to understand that when you're on semen retention for the longer streaks, you are reversing the damage that you've done for the last 10, 15, God knows how many years of damage that you've done, okay? When you're fapping away every day, you are not a man. You can't be a man when you're fapping every day. Simple as that, you can't. You won't even feel like a man. I remember, every day I wake up, I have to remind myself what I used to feel like every day when I used to wake up, when I'd be in my fapping days. I didn't feel like a man. Tell you that now, I felt like a boy. I felt like a little lustful little boy who the only thing that he could think about was sex. Sex, 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 sex. When am I going to get laid? When's the next girl I want to meet? When's the next girl going to hit me up? When am I going to hit up the next girl? That's all I used to think about. A lustful little goblin is what yeah, when's the next girl? When's the next girl? That's all I used to think about. That's it. When I really think back, I was like, I didn't care about my purpose, didn't care about my career. Didn't care about getting a driving license or a motorbike license. Didn't care about getting some clothes, perhaps. Didn't care about taking care of my personal appearance. Didn't care about reading script. Oh, don't even get me started on scripture. I didn't even fucking touch a book of scripture back in those days. Didn't even look at it. All I was focused on was when am I going to get drunk next? When am I going to meet the next chick? When am I going to get laid next? And when am I going to fap next? That's it. Do you know how lower vibrational behaviors I used to engage in? That's how many. Probably more. I'd forget about all the thoughts that I used to have. Bloody hell, all the negative, evil thoughts that I used to have about people and myself. I was filled with hate, jealousy, negativity, and envy. I was not a man. I was not a man. I was a boy. And within 60 days, I became a man. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. If you just get on the fucking journey, get on semen retention, get on NoFap. Semen retention, that's for the OGs, in my opinion, semen retention, because that's when you're having sex and you're retaining your seed, right? That's for the OGs. But if you're a single man, NoFap is what you should be doing. NoFap. Okay, you should not be fapping, you should not be watching porn. If you don't have a chick with you, if you don't have a girlfriend, you shouldn't be touching yourself, period. That's what little boys do. Little boys touch themselves. Yeah, want some pleasure? Yeah, because they've just found this new toy between their legs, and they can fiddle themselves at any time that they want. Little boys do that because they've got no self-control. Men don't touch themselves like that. Can you imagine King Leonidas wanking? Are you taking the piss? Could you imagine Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, wanking? I can't imagine it. I can't see him doing it. I can see him having, I can see him being celibate for the rest of his life. Yes, he had his wives and he had kids, but I could really see him being celibate for the rest of his life. Because he just wasn't that kind of man. He was a man of higher principle. Sure, would he have slipped up a few times? Yes and yes, but he probably would have punished himself way too much if he did. The man was a man of principle, and you fucking know it when you look at his book, when you read Meditations. You know the man was a man of principle, and he was not going to fuck up on that shit at all. I can't really think of anything else, to be honest. I can't really think of any more benefits. And I've gone way off tangent. It's 15 minutes now. I always try to keep these videos as short as possible, but it just always goes off. It's got a lot to say, and that's why. Trying to think about what else. Talked about charisma, obviously. Conversations are going to flow a lot more easier. You got the confidence. Your posture, again, that's part of confidence. Your posture will be a lot more upright. Okay, you will stand up. It's easier to hold masculine frame. That's another one. It's easier to hold masculine frame. Okay, so you get a lot of dating coaches and self-development people. They always talk about masculine frame. You know, that's basically, what is masculine frame? If I'm going to really, so I want to make an in-depth video about what masculine frame actually is. A masculine frame is simply you owning your own frame. Okay, you own your own ideology, your own thoughts, your own feelings. You are assertive, you are direct, you are very logical. Okay, and you're not in your feelings or your emotions. You're not goofy. I'm a bit goofy when I'm on the videos because I just like to be goofy, but when you're with other people, you're not going to be as goofy as I am in the fucking video. You're going to be a lot more serious, a lot more direct, a lot more. That doesn't mean you're not going to smile. You're just not going to be, ha, 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 you know, goofing around and shit like maybe you were before, because you are not a people pleaser anymore. That's another one. Neediness. Yeah, you're not a people pleaser. Forget about the days when you were a people pleaser. Those days are over. Those days, I can happily say, I've put an X on them and they're gone now. You're not a people pleaser anymore. You are not afraid of conflict. You are not afraid of opposing other people. You're not a little bitch when it comes to conflict now. You don't give a shit if somebody steps on your little territory, be it mental, physical or emotional. You are very quick to put them right back in their place and say, hey mate, hey, I ain't tolerating that. I ain't tolerating that. Fix yourself, boy. You're very quick at saying that. So yeah, it's very easy to hold masculine frame. I don't think it's possible to hold masculine frame if you're fapping away, because you ain't got any balls, mate. You ain't got any balls when you're fapping away. So I don't think it's possible to hold masculine frame when you're fapping. I'm just thinking back to when I used to fap every day, and how difficult it was for me to be assertive back then. I just didn't have any balls. There was just nothing there. There was no essence in my balls. Of course I didn't have any balls, because there was nothing in there. It was always empty. My balls were always empty. 3 times a day was at the worst, right? Or even 4 or 5 times a day on the really bad days. So yeah, my balls were always empty. There was no testosterone in my body. There was no energy in my body. And to be assertive felt like a life or death situation for me. Like literally, if I just wanted to say fucking to the postman, if I wanted to say no, or no, if there was a Jehovah's Witness that came to my door and I didn't want to speak to him, to say no to him felt like a life or death situation. I felt like I was going to get killed. Now, if there's a pretty girl who I'm talking to and she asks me out, I have no problem saying no to her. No problem whatsoever. I would never have been able to do that back in those days. I would never have been able to say no to a girl back in the fapping days, because I was so sex starved, so needy. I mean, I did have principles, yes, but I would regularly undermine my own principles, because I just didn't really take them that seriously, if you get what I mean. Now it's like my principles are life and death, my bread and butter, my meat and potatoes. I am nothing without my principles. My principles are an everyday living practice for me. Making these videos is a part of my principles, because I have an extreme desire and purpose to spread truth and authenticity in the world. I'm not gonna lie, I don't lie, man. Every time I lie, I feel bad about myself. And the reason I felt like shit when I was in my fapping days was because I just lie about everything. I was a compulsive liar. Because again, like I've said before, don't want to make it a religious channel or a religious video, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit. When you engage in sin, you open the doorway for more sin. And when you open the doorway to more sin, the devil is able to penetrate your mind much more strongly, much more clearly, and you will become a man without discernment. Please, lads, please read Proverbs. I mean, I'm saying please read it because I've been reading it, man, and the amount of wisdom that's in that one book, unbelievable, unbelievable. But yeah, 20 minutes. It's been long. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope I haven't bored any of you lot, but you know it's good. You know it's a good video. You know you enjoyed it. But anyway, that's going to be it for today. I hope you did enjoy the video. I hope you're going to have a pleasant day. Hope you have a blessed day. And tell me what benefits you've noticed on your streak. So what streak? How long is your streak? And what benefits have you noticed, okay? And yeah, that's going to be it for me. Signing out. Take it easy.